So I've been gearing myself up for this for a few hours because depression has hit quite hard. But, oh well, let's get this going. Hey guys, welcome back to the show, welcome back to the diary. So yes, despite the depression and everything else in between, let's talk a little bit about context. I spoke a little bit about this yesterday in video 200, but I want to talk about it a bit more. Have you ever had a moment where someone's made a joke, everyone else in the room started laughing, and you've just been there like, what? That is a big problem with autistic people in general, because when it comes to jokes, it's really difficult to understand the concept of a joke. It's hard not to take things literally for autistic people. So making a joke in front of an autistic person, if they've never heard that joke before, they won't necessarily get it straight away. It's a bit like, where did the sergeant keep his armies? In his sleeveys, sort of thing. And it's like, that's the dumbest joke in the universe sort of situation. It's one of those, what? And then you think about it and it's like, oh, really? But it's also about context. Like I said, because I said it wrong to begin with, keep his arms, it kind of makes it obvious that the joke's going to be about sleeves. But sergeant armies, if you don't necessarily know that a captain or a sergeant is the leader of a group of people in an army, you're not gonna realise that the joke's gonna be about arms and sleeves. It's sort of also where the Mandela effect comes in. If you've ever had a moment, like say Star Wars for example, Luke, I am your father. That's quoted wrong, but it's still the most quoted line of Star Wars. He actually says, I am your father, not Luke, I am your father. It's sort of the Mandela effect that everyone remembers it as Luke, I am your father. Or if you've ever had a moment where someone said, oh, do you remember this event? It went like this. And then you were like, hang on a minute, I remember it like this. That's the Mandela effect. It's not just our own issues of remembering things differently to other people because we have our own version of events, or we have things from our own perspective and our own point of view. It's because people remember things, literally people remember things differently. There are so many different versions of it. If you've ever experienced the Mandela effect, please let me know down below. But context is the biggest, it's the biggest part, the biggest rule to comedy, because you can't make a joke and expect absolutely everyone to get it. And so like, if I turned around and said to you guys, never open the door, only those who have seen Super Cullen Brothers from the start or have gone back to their year one content in and watched that stuff will know that joke. The same with the giraffe and the grizzly eagle shark. No one, all the new people to Super Cullen Brothers are not going to get those jokes unless they go back and watch it. It's how inside jokes are made as well. Inside jokes need context for the biggest part, because you can have a laugh and a giggle with your friends about something that's happened, but anyone new to your group will be there like, what? Until you tell the story, and even then they sometimes can't still laugh at it because they weren't there. It's one of those, you had to have been there kind of situations for it to be funny like that. And that's why comedy is so hard. Wanting to make those kind of jokes, wanting to put in those kind of references but knowing you're only gonna appeal to 2% of the audience, but knowing that you're only gonna appeal to 2% of the audience, that's 2% of your audience that you have hooked right there and then because of that one joke. And that's why so many comedians are struggling, and so many comedians are sometimes replaying old jokes because either they don't know a way of making up new material, or they want to bring in the new audience, the new people that have started watching them because of other things, into that inside joke space. And that's why comedy is so hard, and only the real true geniuses who can make stuff up on the spot. I don't want to say only those guys will do really well and only those guys will get big, because there are people out there that get big off copying or reinventing other people's jokes or other people's ideas. So I don't want to say that they are the only ones that will do well, but they are the ones that do well often and do well the most, because if you can have that moment of and make everyone laugh, then you've got a cracker, you've got a winner. But keeping with the context is hard as well. It's not just in comedy that context is needed, it's with everything. We are in the 21st century and everyone is getting upset and irritated by little comments, little jokes, little statements, or little mini clips of a video. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, you don't know the context. If you've taken just that little 2-minute clip out of a 10-minute long video, and you're just going on that 2 minutes, you've lost the context. You don't know. You can't make a statement against that comment, that little clip, if you haven't seen the entire video. Which is why there are YouTubers out there at the minute that are going, yo, whoa, why is everyone exploding at my comment? We weren't talking about anything bad. We were saying that this was that, this was the other, and this. It's also why there are so many celebrities out there that are going, whoa, I did not say that, that was not my intention, that was not the intent of that comment is totally misconstrued, that comment's taken right out of context, when they've said something and it's appeared in the newspaper and it's all blown up in a bad light of stories blown up in bad light because their comment has been taken right out of context. You need to keep the context in for the comment to be justified. If you're going to take the context out, you're going to end up with a lot of bad press, a lot of bad sight to the comment, especially if the comment is kind of tongue-in-cheek or gut-punching. If it's one of those power comments and it's taken out of context, you're in trouble. I'm not saying don't make those power comments, I'm just saying bear in mind that there are people out there that will take it out of context, and if they have taken it out of context, just remind them of the context. Like with me personally, I've done it myself. I've taken something out of context and put it in somewhere else and it's gone, whoa, that's scary. No, please no. And I turn around and go, hang on a minute, no, I completely understand. Granted, this context, it's this, that, and the other. In its original context, it was teaching, it was training. I'm just giving facts. I'm just teaching, training. And it's turned around and gone, oh yeah, fine. Because I've explained that I understand in certain context it's not right, it looks bad, it looks stupid, and it looks horrible. But in its original context, it was aimed for something in particular. So, making videos, keeping to the context of the video and keeping sexual stuff like that or facts and comments about, say, puberty, sex, or sexual violence or anything like that, I've got to keep it in the teaching context, otherwise I'm kind of flagged, because taken out of context it can be seen as promotion when it's not. It's me going, yo, this is what everyone thinks, or this is what a majority of people think. Here's what I know, here's the truth. And that's, I think, the biggest problem at the moment with the government as well. The government is saying, oh, all these numbers for coronavirus are this, that and the other, and it's like, well, hang on a minute, is that really in context? Is that really what the numbers are? And all the smart people that know what the government is like, know what this party's government is like, or knows what's been going on, or has been keeping up with the actual numbers, the proper numbers, will turn around and say, yeah, that's not what the numbers are actually like. It's not quite safe yet. But no, just a quick thing on coronavirus, just because. Don't go around hugging people, don't go around kissing people yet. It's not actually safe yet. If, like I've said before, if personally you have done an entire session, whether it's 2 weeks to a month or 2 months worth of isolation, and so have your family members, and you are 100% certain that your family members have not been in contact with anyone who is or could be infected, maybe. Cheeks, could be. Lips, I wouldn't risk it. Same goes to you. If you know for sure that you haven't been in contact with someone who is infected, or could have been infected, or could have been in contact with someone who could have been, then as long as you're keeping up with the hand washing regularly, using the hand gels wherever they are in your local town, city, shopping centres, whatever's open for you, or taking out, I want to say wet wipes, take out antiseptic wet wipes. It will sting if you've got cuts on your fingers, but it will be worth it. If you can stomach to wear gloves when you can, same with masks. If you've got medical problems in which you can't wear a mask, fine, but just wear it as and when you really need it. So, say if you're going into a shop, wear your mask in the shop, but feel free, if you feel like you're going to have any medical problems wearing it outdoors, feel free to take it off. If that means, basically, if wearing the mask outside, physically outside, will endanger your life, then fine, whatever. Same with deaf people and lip reading. If you are with a deaf person and they need to lip read, then that's all good, that's understandable. And same with a severely autistic person. If, like me, when I was a child, my mother couldn't wear makeup because I'd scream the house down going, who are you? You're not my mum, I don't know you. The whole stranger danger. If wearing a mask around your autistic child or autistic family member upsets them, fine, it's understandable. Just be aware that you might get funny looks from people, because there are some silly people out there who are just not bothering at all and not doing anything, any kind of precaution, because they think it's gone, which it kind of hasn't. There are places that are going back into lockdown, there are places that are having a second wave, and there are places that are still getting outbreaks and still having deaths. So look out in your area, look in your local news, watch out for any outbreaks, watch out for any deaths. If you've been anywhere near any outbreak, then isolate and stay away from other people for a couple of weeks. I'm not necessarily going to turn around and say that you should be going for the testing kits, because I'm not 100% sure if they work, but if you really want to do it, if you really want to go with the testing kits, then go with the testing kits. The reason why I'm saying I don't know about the testing kits is because there has been a story recently that some of the testing kits have actually been infected with coronavirus. I want to say it's wrong. I want to say that that's not true. But you never know with what's going on. I personally, if I was in charge of this, anyone that I knew was infected or could have been infected would be banned from working until they have completely recovered. And even then, when they go back, they are to be wearing face masks, gloves, and cleaning themselves regularly, whether it's hands, face wash, scrub up to the arms like doctors, surgeons do, until they are 100% in the clear, because when they've recovered, they're still not 100% in the clear. They do still have the odd bug that they can send off to people. And apparently you can still pass it on from 2 meters since it's airborne. So if you breathe or cough over or cough into midair, it can travel. So just be aware of other people's coughs. If it sounds like it's got phlegm, you don't need to worry too much. So don't be all like, ugh, cough. That's not going to be helpful. That's just going to irritate people, and that's just going to make everyone even more annoyed by this virus and everything else in between. But no, I reckon I'm going to leave it there because it's getting long, and I just want to thank you guys for being here for me and keeping me going with this, because I reckon without you guys I would have given up around video 70, video 100 maybe. But we're nearly there. We are on the final road. We are at endgame now, 201 today. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me so far, and I hope by the end of this year, this challenge, that I will be able to carry it on next year, maybe with a partner. Depends on what you guys want to see. Might still do it myself, but after this load of videos is done, I'm thinking of taking 1 week off of doing the year-long videos, because gathering these videos and then the gaming channel videos as well, I need to sort of take a week off this channel for a little bit. But I will of course be back, and I will of course be carrying on, but it will probably turn into 2 videos a week. So 2 videos a week rather than all week long. But thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. See ya. Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, get a little bit of gasoline. Welcome to another crime scene. Get a little bit of gasoline. Welcome to another